all-new Dr. Phil.
If you've seen Inventing Anna,
The so-called fake heiress is headed to prison.
you know her story.
She claims she never intended to defraud anyone.
I don't feel like I was a criminal to begin with.
Now,
What do you think drove her?
She wanted the status and the power.
it's time to meet
Anna is a con artist turned artist.
the real Anna Delvey.
Are you all set?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today is going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
Get ready to take care of you. Many people move to New York City because, as they say, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And that's true for today's story, which everyone is talking about. In 2013, Anna Delvey, a Russian-born, self-proclaimed heiress, moved from Germany to New York City to create a name for herself. She wore the right clothes, went to the right events, and dined at the right tables, and quickly immersed herself into high society, which should seem natural for someone with $60 million in a trust fund. Anna even sought funding from financial institutions to support her creation of the Anna Delvey Foundation, an exclusive social club and art club that had New York's elite buzzing. It seemed that Anna was taking New York by storm, but she was really just taking them for a ride. Because as it turned out, she wasn't an heiress at all. And Anna Delvey wasn't even her real name. Take a look.
In 2016, Anna Delvey blew onto the New York City social scene as the newest it girl in town, telling friends she was the heiress to a billion-dollar German fortune.
But in reality, the German billionaire heiress, who was once known to tip in $100 bills, was just a fake persona created by Anna Sorokin, the Russian daughter of a truck driver.
This woman may look like she is dressed for a fashion show and in her designer duds, but the wannabe socialite is actually on trial for swindling hundreds of thousands of dollars from unsuspecting people.
In October 2017, prosecutors charged Sorokin with fraud, saying she conned her way into weeks of luxury hotel stays and skipped out on private jet fees and restaurant tabs.
Fake it until you make it. Anna had to live by this.
Prosecutors say Sorokin buddied up with Manhattan's elite and relied on them to foot the bill for everything from dinners to a $62,000 trip to a luxury villa in Marrakesh. The 28-year-old owes nearly $300,000 to banks, hotels, and her wealthy former friends. Sorokin showed off her high-rolling lifestyle on social media, which prosecutors claim was all based off lies. Court documents alleged while living in a swanky Manhattan hotel, she forged bank documents, sought multi-million-dollar loans to open a private club, and overdraft her account by $100,000, which she spent on things like high-end fashion and a personal trainer.
Is she in a courtroom or at a red carpet event?
She was so concerned about how she looked in court, she actually hired a stylist.
Anna had to kick down the door to get a chance at life. Just like Sinatra had to do it his way, Anna had to do it her way.
The so-called socialite walks into a Manhattan courtroom, handcuffed in modest clothing, rather than decked out in the expensive outfits she wore, pretending to be a wealthy German heiress.
She went from it girl to inmate at New York's infamous Rikers Island.
The so-called fake heiress of New York City is headed to prison. 28-year-old Anna Sorokin was sentenced today to 4 to 12 years behind bars. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says it will seek to deport Sorokin to Germany. when she's released.
Well, if Anna wanted the fame and media attention, she got it, but perhaps not for the reasons that she had hoped for. Anna Delvey, born Anna Sorokin, went from being the it girl to incarcerated. Her story has captivated the world. In fact, it has been recreated into a Netflix docuseries called Inventing Anna, which is the most watched English language series on Netflix in a single week ever. Everyone, I mean everyone, is talking about it.
You might have a story. Her name is Anna Delvey, or Anna Sorokin. No one's sure. She's either a rich German heiress or she's flat broke. The charges are insane.
Anna committed real white-collar felonies while posing as a socialite in an attempt to steal millions of dollars.
You have to work hard to get what you want. I've always known that. I'm building something as a private club, except beyond the VIP room.
It's $40 million in finance.
We have 2 banks interested in loaning her the money.
Anna Delvey is a masterpiece, bitches, and they can just all...
So, if she's not a German heiress, who is Anna Delvey? And how can someone who has been described as not stunningly beautiful or overly educated get away with swindling some of New York's most elite? Now, more importantly, how could she almost succeed? We're going to talk about that today. And I even had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Anna myself for an exclusive interview, which you'll get to see later. But first, my guest today, Alicia Quarles, is a senior news correspondent from Daily Mail TV and DailyMail.com who interviewed Anna twice, once when she was released from prison in 2021, and again earlier this year, when she was back in a detainment center, rearrested for overstaying her visa. Now, we're going to dissect Alicia's interviews as we take a deeper look into the many faces of Anna Delvey. Here's a clip from their very first interview together.
Great. So you rolling?
Yes, I'm recording.
All right, we're good to go. You guys are good. Anna, thank you for taking time for us.
Of course.
Let me ask you, who is Anna Delvey versus, who you were? Different name when you went into prison coming out.
I think I was always Anna Delvey. There's no difference. I don't have a split personality.
Describe to me the person you are now versus the person you were when you were going in.
I feel like I'm the same person. Like, prison did change me a lot, but there's no difference between Anna Delvey and Anna Sorokin.
Then why the name change?
Why not?
A lot of people say you can come out of prison being a better criminal than you were going in.
I don't feel like I was a criminal to begin with, so I don't feel like I have the need to become a better criminal now.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. Dr. Phil's also my boss, so I'll let you know.
Well, in full disclosure, I'm executive producer of Daily Mail TV, and we're partners with DailyMail.com, so there's a lot of family here.
That's right.
Now, you have interviewed Anna Delvey 2 times, exclusively for Daily Mail.
Yes.
And what was your overall impression?
What I expected was someone who had been in about 5 different prisons, right, in 4 years. One of them being Rikers, one of the worst prisons in the country. So I expected someone that would come home humbled. Instead, what I got was full glamour, hair and makeup. You see Delvey Mail. She was trying to copy our Daily Mail logo, trying to hawk products. And someone who wasn't apologetic and really didn't feel like they had committed a crime.
Let's take a look at a clip of the first interview. Okay. And even though Anna Sorokin was sentenced to 4 to 12 years in prison on 1 count of attempted grand larceny, 3 counts of grand larceny, 4 counts of theft of services, she claims she never intended to defraud anyone. This is a big misunderstanding. Take a look.
You said, you really don't feel like it was a crime. Elaborate why you feel that way.
Like, I never had intention to defraud anyone, so in my head, like, whatever money I would have borrowed, it would have been repaid. So I felt like my mindset at the time when I committed the crime should count. And if the prosecutors really look closely at whatever I've done, they would have realized I never had this mindset. Plus, I was working to get a lease in Manhattan, so it's like I would have been tied to a permanent location. Plus, whatever money I would have gotten, it would have been going directly to the landlord's account, or it would have been held in escrow. So in my head, I was like, they could never charge me with anything like this, because it would have seemed like what would be the motivation behind it. It's not like I would have gotten the loan and I would have had like whatever 30 million sitting in my bank account for me to shop, you know?
Okay, now, if you take what she just said and break it down, it's incredibly nonsensical.
Yes.
I lied, I deceived to get the money, but I was going to give it to a landlord, and there's a building you could see, so what's the big deal?
I think in her mind that she believes this, though.
Oh, there's no doubt. She's believing everything she's telling you.
She forged bank letters. She had fake email accounts from her family accountant. If she felt like these banks were dumb enough to fall for it, I will get the money and then I'll pay back everybody else I defrauded. But I think in Anna's mind, she thought the system cheats people every day, so there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing.
So how much money does Anna Delvey think it would take to impress a New Yorker? If you're thinking millions, yeah, just keep guessing. That's not how she sees it. Next.
Now that you've gone through the process, do you accept that you committed fraud?
Monday.
Pretty sure Dr. Phil will agree with me because I've been studying psychology since I was 3 years old.
Since you were 3?
Yes, sir.
Were you reading when you were 3?
Yes, sir.
Freud?
Everything I could get my hands on.
Where we are on national TV airing our dirty laundry.
That's America. How many of these people will we ever see in our lifetime? I want to admit it in front of America. I am a jerk. I am the biggest jerk.
That's Monday. Then, on Tuesday, a killer brought to justice.
He's been convicted of killing your son. If you guys hadn't pushed, I don't believe he would have been held to account.
I was not going to let that happen.
That's Tuesday.
What do you guys think? The most expensive resort in Morocco.
I realized the clues were there all along.
She put it all on my card.
Give me back that money, please.
Why are you being like this? So dramatic.
With an attitude, RWA.
Image, money, power. Everyone is hustling.
Real hot girl.
Every day, men do far worse things than anything I've allegedly done.
Anna stole a jet.
What's going on?
Who are you?
Well, that was a clip from Inventing Anna, Netflix most watched English language series in a single week ever. It's no secret that Anna Delvey's story has gotten a lot of media attention, which some claim was Anna's MO. But how did Anna feel about the media at the time of her first interview with Alicia?
Do you accept that you committed fraud?
No, I don't accept the fact that I committed any fraud. My case is still under appeal. They created the whole persona of me where, like, the prosecutors published this press release on the day I got arraigned. I feel like the media did me, like, a great injustice, and I got punished for that because they felt like, oh, we need to make an example out of her. I felt like if I were to get no media, I would have probably gotten whatever, like a year. So what people don't realize, I could have gotten no jail time for the same crimes. So, and I got almost the max. My max would have been 5 to 15. I gotten 4 to 12.
You say you were surprised by her response to the media. She was blaming them for the fact that she got the time that she got.
She blamed the media because she says basically that she felt like the judge had to give her a harsh sentence because of all of the notoriety, but she courted the media. She went and got a stylist. You know, she wanted those looks, as we all know. She wanted the headlines. She did outrageous things, but in the end, all that media attention, she did the crime. That's why she got the time. It had nothing to do with the media attention.
Now, Anna also says that contrary to what people may think, she wasn't motivated by money. In fact, she didn't think anyone in New York would be impressed by her alleged bank account. So what would be impressive? Hear what she has to say.
I read that you said, you know, it wasn't about the money for you, it was about the power. I guess what kind of power did you feel?
It's not even about the power. Like, power is very abstract. It was about, I guess, controlling the narrative. I guess it was more about control than the power. I just wanted to, like, make this project work. Like, because money, I don't know. I always felt like there's just so much money out there. There's just so much money in New York. In my head, I never thought, oh, like, anyone would have been impressed if I had, like, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million. Like, maybe, I don't know, if you're a billionaire, if you're 25, that's cute. But who cares? Like, in the end, there's just, like, so many rich people. And I was surrounded by people with way more money than myself. So it's like, I never thought, like, they just presented me like, oh, They thought I was going to impress everyone, like wearing Balenciaga or whatever, or like saying I have 60 million, but it's like no one cares. Like literally in New York, no one cares.
What do you think drove her? I mean, do you think she really believed that it wasn't about the money for her? Was it about status, hanging with the right people? What motivated her?
I believe her. I don't think money motivated her at all. I live in New York City. The reason I got access to her because we kind of ran in the same crew. I didn't know her like that, but we were at the same events. I went and looked up the Venice Biennale, this big art festival. Women and men like Anna in New York are a dime a dozen. These people that pop up out of nowhere, they're suddenly socialites. You don't know where they come from or what they do. They get easy access because in New York, we're all on top of each other. Where she took it too far was trying to get that money from the banks. And I think she did that because she wanted the status and the power.
My next guests are trying to free Anna Delvey. How? Well, we'll find out not only how, but why. What got you involved with Anna?
I saw her drawings on Instagram, and I said, you know, this is quite interesting. It's a con artist turned artist.
Your sweatshirt looks a lot like my sweatshirt. Tell me about Delvey Mail.
Well, I thought it was like a funny thing to do, so I'm kind of doing my first drop of merch is going to be like fuck is to run the media, because I felt like Daily Mail was a pretty big part of like following my story, making fun of you guys. I thought it's just like a fun little thing.
Communication is the sincerest form of flattery, so I'll just take it as a compliment.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, we're back with Alicia Quarles, senior news correspondent for Daily Mail TV and DailyMail.com. We've been watching one of Alicia's exclusive interviews with Anna, which took place 2 weeks after she was released from jail in 2021, and about 1 month before taken into ICE's custody, where she remains today. Now, during their first interview, Alicia asked Anna if she had changed.
Do you think people can trust you? Should they trust you? I mean, you know, on the one hand, you have done your time, but on the other, you're saying, it wasn't really a crime. So, you know, have you changed?
I definitely feel like I changed, and whatever I did, like, I would not repeat my mistakes. I feel like I took some shortcuts and I thought like I was so smart and everyone else was so stupid, and I was like, but people never like give me the benefit of the doubt, or like the fact that I was 23, 24, 25 when I was doing it. Like I'm 30 now. So definitely, yeah, like you cannot go through an experience like this, like without it having changed you.
What do you think about her response?
I'm conflicted because I will say this. In the interview, she's likable. She's charismatic. I felt like they were hollow words, right?
She contradicts herself within a sentence. Yeah. She says, well, I made mistakes, but I didn't do anything wrong. So what's the mistake? And when you drill down on the mistake and you're talking to a narcissist, it turns out that the mistake was overestimating the people she was dealing with.
I think you're making an excellent point. You know, she basically saying, yeah, I did what I did, but it's how you all are receiving it. That's the problem, not what I did, really. At
the time of Alicia's first interview with Anna Delvey, she had just signed a reported $320,000 deal with Netflix for the rights for her story.
What do you say to critics that say doing this Netflix show, you're just profiting off of your crime?
What would they rather me do? Like go back to Germany, live at my parents' house, and like not pay anyone back? Everyone would have been happier with that. Like I paid all my victims. What else do they want? People are just really pressing me with it's like, oh, but are you sorry to regret this? Like no one cares. Like in my world where like I was dealing with all these bankers, like they don't give a how sorry I am.
And while she may have made some mistakes in the past, my next guests say they are helping Anna move from con artist to artist in hopes to redefine her future. And joining us today in the audience is Julia Morrison, an artist and art curator who first saw Anna's artwork on social media last year. And also joining us from New York City is infamous artist and art curator Alfredo Martinez. What got you involved with Anna?
I had been following her story in the news like many other young people, and I saw her drawings on Instagram, and I said, you know, this is quite interesting. It's a con artist turned artist who is looking to, you know, pick up her life coming out of prison. So when I saw a con artist turned artist online, and I thought about my other friend who's a con artist turned artist, Alfredo Martinez, I just sort of put two and two together, and I said, maybe you guys should meet and know each other and potentially help each other.
Mm-hmm. Now, Alfredo, you say you are protective over Anna. Why is that?
We have similar histories of making rich people upset.
How so?
Rumor has it I sold fake Basquiat. When I first saw her work, I was struck by the sarcasm and humor, especially with her having the resilience to have this sense of humor about her situation and about things in general.
My next guest says Anna has an intriguing style, but that's not the most important thing she brings to the table. We'll talk to him after the break.
Tell us about this charity event or fundraiser you're promoting.
So it's a group art show on downtown New York, and it's a bunch of artists who are coming together, and they're doing a show, I guess, to free me.
Freedom, faith, and fearlessness.
Fake German heiress Anna Sorokin, also known as Anna Delvey, is back behind bars. The 30-year-old was placed in ICE custody and is waiting a possible deportation just weeks after being released from prison.
Sorokin is now back in custody, awaiting a hearing to see if she will be deported to Germany.
I feel like I deserve a second chance, and I deserve to move on. And I'm not doing anything illegal as of right now.
Just a few weeks ago, Alicia Coral, senior news correspondent for Daily Mail TV and DailyMail.com, caught up with Anna to see how she was responding to her recent rise in fame and asked her another important question.
There she is.
For some reason, you guys are frozen for me, but I can hear you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Anna, first of all, we want to know about what's your life like in ICE.
Well, I'm here in Orange County Jail in Goshen, New York, and I'm here in general population with other girls who are just here for like regular criminal charges. They classified me as max security because I have like criminal charges on my history, and I guess that's what makes me a threat even to jail population.
Well, Anna, I know you had to pay restitution, whatever you call it. I know some of your Netflix money went to that. Where do you get your money from?
Well, I would have paid my restitution off in full.
So now everything else is profit?
Yeah, they froze my assets before, or whatever Netflix was paying me until I paid it off. And that was paid off like last year, January or February.
While Anna was paid for the rights to her story, she's hoping to rewrite her future and profit from a new career, which is art. Now, though the Anna Delvey Foundation didn't pan out, Anna always wanted to collect artwork, but now she's making it.
Tell us about this charity event or fundraiser you're promoting.
So it's a group art show that's called Free Anna Delvey that's happening tonight on Delancey Street in downtown New York. And it's a bunch of artists who are coming together, and they're doing a show, I guess, to free me. And I'm really excited for all the support that I'm getting. And parts of the proceeds are going to be donated to various charities.
Okay, now has one art show taken place?
Yes.
And how did that go?
It was a wild success.
The drawings we saw were Alfredo's drawings of what Anna did, correct?
So really, actually, those are Anna's drawings, and Alfredo enlarged them into larger watercolor paper a size that she cannot actually get in prison as her artist assistant.
While Alfredo says the Free Anna Delvey Gallery Show was a grassroots effort to show Anna's support, his manager, Chris, is working on a solo exhibit for Anna to tell her story in a permanent way. Joining us from New York City is art dealer and co-founder of Founders Art Club, Chris Martin. Chris, so you're talking about a solo exhibit. for Anna. Tell us about that and how it works.
Yeah, so obviously I've been managing Alfredo Martinez for the better part of the last 5 years. And, one of the key elements of working with Alfredo is the story behind his work. And so when Alfredo introduced me to Anna, I figured it would be a very similar type situation.
You will display work that Anna has done in prison, or this is work that's inspired by her? How does that work? What will be on display?
So all of the works in the solo show will be works that Anna directly completed while incarcerated. And so we were able to get her materials into the Orange County facility for her to work.
Dr. Phil, her father did say that he paid for her to go to art school for a while. I mean, I don't know her skill level, but then she dropped out. Then on the flip side, you wonder, did she pursue that angle? Because as we know, real money's in the art world. Did she go there because that's where the money resides, or because this is really where her interest is?
Yeah. So how much money did fake heiress Anna Delvey say is worth going to jail for? We'll find out after the break.
And if people think you're a genius rock star, they think you're a psychopath. Which Anna is it? Who are you? Who are you?
I'm pretty sure Dr. Phil will agree with me because I've been studying psychology since I was 3 years old.
Since you were 3?
Yes, sir.
Were you reading when you were 3?
Yes, sir.
Freud?
Everything I could get my hands on.
Where we are on national TV airing our dirty laundry.
That's America. How many of these people will we ever see in our lifetime? I want to admit it in front of America. I am a jerk. I am the biggest jerk.
That's Monday. Then, on Tuesday, a killer brought to justice.
He's been convicted of killing your son. If you guys hadn't pushed, I don't believe he would have been held to account.
I was not going to let that happen.
That's Tuesday.
Listen, it's really important to me that we have a studio audience here. It helps me so much, I can't even tell you. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for making the effort to come and be here. Traveling is picking up again, so I'd like all of you to just take home a gift. And the gift is a brand new Mobile Tech Traveler EcoSmart backpack from Tarkus. You're all getting one just for being here today. It comes with a padded compartment for your laptop and expandable areas for workplace essentials. It has ergonomic shoulder straps for comfort. And get this, it's made from recycled water bottles. How about that? Tarkus has been revolutionizing mobile computing accessories for over 35 years. And Dr. Phil viewers can get 15% off any item at Tarkus.com for the next 2 weeks. Just enter code Dr. Phil 15 at checkout. But you don't have to do that because you got a brand new one to take home with you today. So there you go. Well, all hour long, we've been talking about Anna Delvey, the infamous fake German heiress who was convicted of swindling money from New York's elite. Now, since the docuseries Inventing Anna on Netflix has taken the world by storm, people are using all sorts of adjectives to describe her. So what does Anna have to say about that?
And if people think, I think one of three things. They think you're a genius rock star. They think you're a psychopath. Or they think you're a young person that was almost there but didn't do it. Which Anna is it?
It's just not up to me to judge. I'm
asking you, who are you? Who are you?
Maybe I'm all of them, maybe I'm none of them. I don't know.
Is infamy good?
I don't know if it's good or bad. It's just the only thing that I have. So I don't know. I hope people just won't judge me too quick, and I will wait and see what I'll create out of the opportunities I'm being presented with now, and wait to see when I get a chance to tell the story from my own side.
So why weren't you surprised by Anna's answer?
I think this interview, I saw someone who was scared. I saw someone who was relatable. I feel like this time I saw the real Anna Sorokin, and I think that people are multifaceted. I think she put on this bravado, and that's who she was in real life, Anna Delvey. I think Anna Sorokin is a scared young lady.
Well, last month, something happened during Alicia's interview with Anna, and This was for the very first time. Take a look.
No money in the world is worth going to jail even for a day. I haven't planned any of this, even though people are trying to paint me as this big mastermind. I think it's a toxic way to think, oh, was it worth it? I'm just trying to make the best out of the situation I'm dealing with right now. Surely I could have did so many things different, but it just is what it is. It happened. And you don't get to press a reset button and go back and fix what you've done. Don't commit any crimes and don't go to jail. It's definitely not worth it.
What do you think was motivating her at that point? Because now she's talking about this like it's a cautionary tale.
She's afraid of being deported. I think, to her, she did the time. She paid her restitution. Her restitution, I think, was about $190,000. She got paid about $320,000 from Netflix. From there, they put it into escrow. She paid her lawyer. So to her, she feels like she's done what she needed to do. She does not want to leave this country.
Now, we do have a statement from Anna Sorokin's defense attorney, and he says, considering the sensitive nature of the ongoing legal proceedings, we think it best to reserve comment until a more appropriate time. Rest assured, we have a great legal team in place working diligently on behalf of Anna to secure her freedom and justice. The public's keen interest and vocal support for Anna has not gone unnoticed, and she very much appreciates it. Thank you. We have a statement from Charles Cuck, Anna's immigration lawyer, and he says, currently Anna is fighting her removal order, and we remain confident that she will have another opportunity to present her case in a fair and equitable hearing. So they're at least posturing that they have something to present and a case that they can proceed with. Yes. Now, Anna says she can't go back in time, but is trying to rewrite her future. So what does the future have in store for her? We'll talk about that next. Well, Anna was all about the glamour. How does she feel when people say she is glamorizing crimes?
Well, I know I never had any criminal intentions. I don't want for people to glamorize crimes and use me as an example, like this poster child saying, oh, she did all these things and she got convicted of crimes and she's doing awesome. Let me go do the same thing. This is totally not the message I'm trying to send. I'm trying to turn my story around. It takes something bad that happened to me and turn it into something good. And hopefully people will take it the right way. I know I'm getting a lot of criticism for why you give platform to a criminal. But it's I feel like I deserve a second chance and I deserve to move on. And I'm not doing anything illegal as of right now.
As of right now. That's the line that got me. I believe in second chances. She has served her time. I say give her a second chance. I'm okay with that. But that last line, there's still that Delvey still in her.
Now, you say you feel that she believed her own lies and genuinely thought she was going to make this foundation happen. Why do you say that?
Because her business plan was actually good. She's a smart young woman. She just wanted to take shortcuts.
Yeah. Now, here's what Anna told Alicia about her family. And this is relevant because if she does get deported, this is very likely where she would be headed.
What's the relationship with your family?
I'm still in touch with my parents. I call them every other day. I guess they're just still learning how to deal with the media. And this is not really something that they're interested in. And they always let me do my own thing. And I left home when I was 19. They just told me you're free to do what you want. And it was your choice to go to New York. But they're not going to drop everything and come and buy a house next to my jail and come see me every day. So.
Yeah. If she is deported, do you think she will go back to her parents? Has she indicated to you whether she'll go back home or not?
No. So shortly after this interview, DailyMail.com did an exclusive interview with her father, as I told you, and it was in stark contrast to what she told me. Yes, they do talk, but he says every time they talk, she asks for money. He says that she's never said, I love you, ever. He says that They supported her when she moved to Paris, when she was working at Purple, when she moved to London. They've always supplemented her income, but it was never enough. So these are two totally different views. And then I was told by a source that Anna was devastated and crying when she heard what her father said. So I don't know how those two dynamics could ever be under the same roof.
Mm-hmm. What we know is her background was very much working class. Her father was a truck driver, right? Which absolutely is an honest, hardworking man. But to her, that was not okay. That was beneath her. So that was important, I think, psychologically for two reasons. One, she was embarrassed of that. She wanted to have status. And two, she had nothing to lose and everything to gain. So she was essentially playing with house money.
I never thought about it in that way, and that's interesting. You know, her father says from when they moved from Moscow to Germany, their small town, Anna, the mother would drive miles and miles to get her really expensive clothing that Anna had to have in high school, middle school, and that Anna wouldn't even wear it. Then nothing was ever good enough. So I never thought about it that way.
Anna's dad said the following. He said, I've sent her thousands of dollars in the past. At the moment, because she's in detention, the amounts are small. But even there, she hasn't learned how to control her finances. And I think he's talking about the fact that she actually has recruited assistants in prison. She's got people working for her and doing things for her in prison, right?
Yes, I guess the money that's being sent to her, the father claims that Anna has people running her errands, you know, doing her cleaning, doing her laundry. That's what she's using the money on, her father claims.
Well, everybody's got a style. We've been talking all about Alicia's interviews with Daily Mail TV with fake German heiress Anna Delvey. But what about mine? Because I talked to her, and I had a very different approach with her, a very different set of questions with her, because I was interested in the psychological makeup and composition of this young woman. What made her tick? What was going on? That's next. And subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, live strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today. Do you think that she really is being victimized some by the infamy and the notoriety that's come with it?
So she feels like so many people have capitalized on my story for our entertainment purposes that it's not fair. And I can see the flip side of that, too. There is a flip side of that fame, and it's become really big. She's sitting in ICE, and we're all enjoying her story.
Yeah.
I'd like to actually offer something on this point, and it's partially in her defense about, you know, she is paying people to do her laundry in prison and other stuff, but she's actually incredibly busy behind bars. She's constantly taking interviews. She's constantly trying to fight her case and do legal paperwork. So
she's supposed to be humbled, but you're paying people to do your work. You can't do your laundry in prison, and you're asking your dad for money. I think it's a perception problem.
Every millennial asks their parents for money.
Every millennial is not in prison. Every millennial is not in ICE for a crime they committed.
There are a lot of people.
I disagree with you.
But there are a lot of people who should be in prison who are not.
That's not what we're talking about. This woman wants to stay in our country. She committed crimes. Humble yourself and do your laundry.
Connecting with Anna in ICE detention was no easy task. She had to use rather archaic tablets. They don't have like a real fancy Zoom system in this jail where she's being held. Here's what happened when we tried to connect.
She's on. You see her? Okay, let's go.
Stand by, guys. I'm going to bring her over in just 1 second. Okay, Dr. Phil, I've got Anna here for you.
Hello, Dr. Phil. Anna, can you hear us?
Hi, Alicia. I can see and hear you. I don't see or hear Anna at all.
It's also very blurry, Doug.
You should be able to see her. I see her.
I see her now.
Anna, can you hear Dr. Phil?
Yes, I can.
I can barely hear you.
Let me see if I can boost the speaker here. So can I boost this count to 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Anna, can you hear me?
Yes, I
I can't hear Anna hardly at all, and I can barely see her.
So we're going to just go back and try again, okay? Okay. Hello, Anna.
Hi.
That's better. Audio.
Dr. Phil, can you hear Anna?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I can hear her better. Are you all set?
Yes, I'm ready.
You get 20 minutes at a time, and then it just cuts off, and then you have to start this reconnection all over again. And it might be good, it might be bad, so then you have to cut out and then reconnect again. So this was an all-day sucker. But it did happen. We're out of time for today, but we're going to see this tomorrow.
All new tomorrow. A Dr. Phil exclusive.
Are you a fraudster?
Absolutely not.
With the fake heiress, Anna Delvey.
I think she's a street hustler with zero empathy.
Her friend, Nep, speaks out for the first time.
I'm the only person she ever paid back.
Plus, the videographer in Marrakesh.
She likes to be hated as much as she likes to be liked.
Are you a narcissist? Do you feel the need to be the center of attention?
That's tomorrow.
So tune in. You'll see my full interview with Anna. Plus, a friend of Anna speaks out exclusively for the very first time. You're not going to want to miss that. I want to thank all of my guests today, including Elisa Corals. Thank you so much. Senior correspondent for Daily Mail TV and dailymail.com. For more information about today's episode, log on to drphil.com. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to my podcast, Fill in the Blanks. I really take this week to address some of the top scams and frauds that are plaguing the world today and really get in to who are these scammers. And this might just save you getting burned. Also, check out Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret with Robin McGraw, with Andy Grammer, Emmy Award-winning multi-platinum musician, and find out the secret to keeping your head up. Listen for free on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.